Hello everyone, I'm Nirmani Kumari Hamidala Bandara and today let's talk about normalization. Normalization is one of the very important topic in relational database management systems. In a relational database management system, tables are connected using foreign keys and these tables when we are preparing we will give some different values and different fields. After we are creating several tables in a relational database management system, there can be several dependencies and inconsistencies like that. Then after that, in order to manage the tables and the data in an effective way, we have to make them more manageable. There is a method scientists have discovered that is known as normalization, which is identifying problems in the database tables and removing those problems stage by stage. Normalization, there are several stages. There are three main important stages. Those three main important stages are first normal form, second normal form, and third normal form. Let's talk about these three normalization stages today. In another video, I will explain you with real examples how can we deal with this. Today, let's identify and discuss about what are those normalization forms and how can we stage by stage normalize a relational database table. Now let's talk about first normal form. In the first normal form, we consider whether there are repeating groups, multi-valued attributes, and composite attributes. In a relational database table, if there are repeating groups, multi-valued attributes, or composite attributes, that table is not in first normal form. Now let's see what are those things. Repeating groups means in a relational database table, for one record whether there are several values that can be different sets. Other than that, what are these multi-valued attributes? Multi-valued attributes means an attribute which can have 0 or more values. For example, telephone number. For an employee, for example, if we think there can be 0 telephone numbers or several telephone numbers. So that kind of attributes are known as multi-valued attributes. Then what are the composite attributes? Composite attributes means which can have several sections, just like full name, address of a place. So if a relational database table is having repeating groups, multi-valued attributes, and composite attributes, that table is not in first normal form. So what is the solution? In order to take that table to the first normal form, we have to remove those multi-valued attributes, composite attributes, and repeating groups from that table and need to create another subtable. When we take those values to a subtable, that one of those fields we can use as the primary key. If none of are unique, what we have to do is we have to create a primary key for the subtable. After that, table is in first normal form. Then we have to consider second normal form. In second normal form, we consider whether that table's non-key attributes are fully depend on the primary key. If a table is having one primary key, that means a primary key can have one field or several fields. Sometimes just like national ID card number, passport number kind of value, that is very unique, so we are using that field as a primary key. Sometimes when there is no one unique attribute, we are combining 2-3 attributes together to make a unique primary key. So if a table is having a primary key which is having only one field, that table already in second normal form, because on that primary key all the non-key attributes are fully depend on. If a table is having a primary key which is a composite primary key which is having several fields, then anyway that primary key is having a full functional dependency for all the non-key attributes, but at the same time there can be one or two like that, maybe one attribute of the primary key can identify some values alone. In that case, that table is not in second normal form. In a relational database table, when there is a composite primary key, in that composite primary key is one of few values. If they can identify some non-key attributes alone without having the entire primary key, that is known as a partial dependency. In a partial dependency, when there is a partial dependency, we have to remove them. When there is a partial dependency, we say that table is not in second normal form. So we have to remove that partial dependency. If a part of the primary key can identify one or several non-key attributes alone, that means we can remove those values and create a new table. In the new table, what we are removing is the non-key attributes which are identified by part of the primary key, and that part of the primary key and the non-key attributes we are taking out and creating a separate table. So non-key attributes permanently removing from the main table, but that part of the primary key that will be there in the main table because it need to identify other attributes. That's how we remove second normal form violences. So after we remove those partial dependencies, that table now in second normal form. After that, we have to consider the third normal form. In the third normal form, we are looking for transitive dependencies. What are these transitive dependencies? When we create a relational database table, primary key should be able to identify the non-key attributes. If a non-key attribute can identify another non-key attribute alone, then that is a transitive dependency. That kind of transitive dependency should be removed. If a table is having transitive dependencies, otherwise we say non-key dependencies, that table is not in third normal form. So we have to remove those transitive dependencies from the main table and need to create a new table. So after we created transitive dependencies, now table set is in third normal form. Normally, relational database management systems, we normalize up to third normal form. There are some other stages, but after we normalize into third normal form, most of the violences are removed and table set is in most stable stage. That is the normalization. In another video, I will explain you about how can we deal this normalization up to more detailed way using real examples. Thank you for watching.